Yo, how's it going, my fellow revelers? Welcome to another episode of the Festy Hub podcast. I'm your host, Manny, aka Frisky Hug. I'm an EDM content creator. If this is your first time tuning into the show, welcome. I do have other episodes. I also have an intro episode kind of explaining what the podcast is all about. I hope you guys are here to stay. If you guys wouldn't mind giving it a follow or a like, any support is good support. So I appreciate you guys just being here in general, listen to the podcast. So what's on the agenda for today's podcast? So we do have a special guest. His name is Garrett, but he goes as Rave Tina for like festival personality. It's more of like it's like an icon type of like Instagram festival character. So Garrett basically dresses up as Tina from Bob's Burger, and he goes around festivals wearing that outfit. It started off as kind of like a Halloween thing, and it just transformed and became this bigger entity, which he now takes to like other festivals and stuff. We talk a little bit about like how he got started with all that, what is the deal with him wearing that in general, like what are some of the interactions, some stories, just stuff all around like the whole Rave Tina persona. And then we talk a little bit about his affiliation with the Lunchbox, and we talk more about like, us and each other, what we like, our music taste and stuff like that. It's a really cool episode. I really enjoyed getting Garrett on this getting Garrett on the podcast. I had a blast. But before we get started with today's podcast, before we jump into it, we will be doing our 4 shoutouts of the week. And to start this one, we're going to do our content creator per usual. As a heads up, because maybe you guys don't know, maybe it's just your first time tuning in. For all the information on the 4 shoutouts, I will be posting in the description below. So all of that will be down there. If you're curious or you want to give these guys or gals a follow, you may do that by just going down the description. Got it all tagged in there for you. All right, so first one's going to be a content creator. And for this one, we have Jeremy Portillo. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. I'm pretty sure. And Jeremy is a TikToker, makes tons of funny festival videos. A lot of them are kind of like voiceover type skits. Really funny guy. I haven't actually met him in person, but I do know him through like, just the content creator tunnel, just through honestly, just kind of through the TikTok and just being mutual friends with like the rave community and who we know already. So we just follow each other through common interest. But Jerry Portillo is a really funny guy. Has tons of great content on TikTok. I believe that he uploads the same content on Instagram. So if you're like an anti-TikToker, you can check it out on Instagram as well. His @ on both is Jeremy Portillo. Definitely check him out. Number 2, we got a DJ and producer. That's going to go to my boy Zoobstool. Some of the things about Zoobstool, I met him in Denver. He was actually staying at a friend's place. His DJ name is X Cobra. I have yet to have X Cobra on the podcast. I've been wanting to have him on the podcast, but his family wanted to hang out for barbecue, so I really couldn't like manage going to a barbecue on my last like 2 months of getting out of Colorado because I was just going through a lot and I just didn't have the time to really do it like in person thing. But I did shout out X Cobra like 2 months ago. But about Zoobstool, right? So Zoobstool was doing kind of like a tour thing with Freaky. I don't know if you guys know who Freaky is, but Freaky was doing a tour and he brought on Zoob with him throughout the entire road. And Zoobstool, the first time I met him, he was playing a show with Freaky in Denver. And then I've met him a few times after that. He's friends with my friend. You guys might know her as Deep Blur Princess. She was also one of the guests on the podcast. So Zoobstool, so one of the reasons I'm kind of shouting him out is he played, I believe if it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. And then he's also playing regional support for Sullivan King on the 16th of December. So 2 weeks from this episode being uploaded in Philadelphia. I'm super proud of him. He's really come a long way, at least even since I've known him. So I'm sure he's come a long way since some of y'all have probably known him if you guys have known him for a while. So Zoobstool, man, keep doing what you're doing. His IG is @Zoobstool. Number 3 is going to be to a brand or business. And we're going to go ahead and shout out DubstepFBI. So DubstepFBI is an all women owned and operated information type page. They kind of give us a lot of information, a lot of like events going on. They fill us in a lot of information, new stuff going on with certain DJs and stuff going on with certain venues. They also have a podcast. They write articles. They do tons of promos for events going on. A lot of these artists and events that are happening that they do promote, it is a like base and like heavy base type of information that has been given out. So I haven't seen any house being promoted on their thing, but hence the name DubstepFBI. So kind of know what you're kind of getting yourself into. But ladies, keep doing what you're doing. I've had the pleasure of meeting y'all. So pretty sure you're both in Denver. I don't know how many of you there are actually in DubstepFBI, but I've met 2 of y'all already in Denver. So for our final shout out of this week, we're going to do, which I have written down, is for like supportive friend or follower. I've got tons of people that support me and have been supporting me throughout my journey, not only through this podcast, but as well, like just being a content creator in general. This was going to go to my friend, Sam Boggs. Sam Boggs was actually the guy in all of my vlogs for EDC Orlando. He appeared, I believe, in all 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken. His ad is at Sam_Boggs. And honestly, Sam Boggs has just been a great friend to me. And I just wanted to give him a proper shout out. I met him at Sunset Music Festival. He was part of like a Snapchat group that I made, which everyone came from Radiate from there. And then we moved to like a Snapchat type forum to just kind of get a group together. And he showed up to the meetup. We became like really close. And honestly, just a really sweet dude, really awesome. I love being around him. He's always so helpful. And I definitely recommend checking him out. He's also starting off as like a DJ. He's from Mississippi, kind of a frat kid. No hate on the frat kids. He's super sweet. But he is DJing a lot, like in the Mississippi area. Don't really know what like places he DJs in, but when I knew him, he was already DJing. All right, well, that was our 4 shout outs of the week. And now it's time to have you guys listen to the podcast with Rave Tina. Well, like I said, I'd like to welcome Rave Tina, aka Garrett, to the podcast.
Hello. I apologize for you know what? Fuck, I don't apologize for the crop top. I fucking love this thing.
You fucking look fit as shit, first of all. So who's even complaining?
This is my favorite thing to ever exist.
There's that TikTok that goes, guys are taking crop tops from the ladies, and we're fucking here, and we're here to fucking kill it because we're doing it.
I'm just gonna start my own line of crop tops specifically for men.
What's it gonna say in the front?
Well, I kind of like this one. I got this one off Etsy. This is house music, but like in the Waffle House format. I don't know, probably something along the lines of like, don't get it twisted, like sexy crop top men type thing. Like,
if I had
embrace that shit.
If I had a clothing line, I would do like a joke around like John Simmons thing. So I'd be like, my life is a blender. Just have a blender.
Oh, that'd be good. Okay, write that one down.
But Garrett, I know you. Obviously, our Lunchbox fam knows you, and a lot of us know you as Rave Tina. But there's a lot of people here who actually probably don't know you. If you wouldn't mind just giving like a quick intro.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Garrett Winslett, aka Rave Tina, aka TinaRaves on Instagram. I currently live in Austin, Texas. When I'm not in Tina form, I work in tech sales. Let's see, EDCO was my 10th festival in 6 months this year. I'll be ending the year at Decadence, Colorado. Up until then, I have shows every weekend, so I'm super stoked. Obviously, this is a very big passion for me. I love to get down with it. I fucking love twerking. It hurts my back, but fuck it, I'll worry about it next life. love having a good time. I love feeding off people's energy. I love giving off good vibes. That's why I do the Tina thing. It's just to make random people smile.
When was the first time like you decided you were just gonna like put on a Tina outfit? Was it like during Halloween, or was it like I'm gonna make a statement at this festival? I don't know why, I'm just doing it.
Yeah. So first time I ever wore the Tina costume was that would have been Halloween of 2019. Um, like I think Bob's Burgers came out in like 2016, and everyone was kind of like impersonating the twerk, and I did it, and I was like, you know what, hey, shit, I'm actually not too half bad at this, and like my friends were like, hey, you're pretty good at it. Didn't think much of it, and I was like, what the fuck am I gonna be for Halloween? And I was like, Tina would be pretty cool. And I was like, I don't really care about wearing a skirt. Like, it's just funny to me. It's not embarrassing at all. And so wore it to the party, ended up getting like best dressed costume. And like everyone at the party was like, damn, dude, that's a great costume. And you do it really good. I was like, all right, that was kind of the validation I needed. So wore it to first time I ever wore Tina costume was Lights All Night 2019. I remember losing my fucking mind at Skrillex and just like everybody coming up and taking pictures, and I pretty much had to be taken out in a wheelchair because I twerked so much and threw my spine out of alignment. Funny thing, I've actually never seen a full episode of Bob's Burgers, which like catches people by surprise. But I mean, I'm already this deep into it. I feel like I probably need to watch the full season.
It's funny. It's a funny thing actually, because when I started doing a whole personality thing many years ago, my thing was actually I was an Angry Bird at every festival. So and
the red or the blue or the
red Angry Bird. And I initially dressed up because my little brother we would have parties over, and my little brother just loved Angry Birds, and so I wore an entire outfit just to make him happy and stuff because he was a little baby. And I just kept going on with that whole Angry Bird thing, and that was like the persona thing that I always had. So everything that I had, from a backpack, I still have the plush backpack Angry Bird onesie, Angry Bird candy. People would literally hand me Angry Bird candy just expecting to see me at a festival and stuff like that. And that's initially when I got started, like becoming a personality and stuff. That was like one of my stepping stones to get where I'm at now. Which and it's really funny because like people are gonna notice you as like Tina, but over time they're gonna notice Garrett, right? So regardless if you have a Tina outfit or not, they're gonna remember your ass. Like, it's not gonna irrelevant Tina outfit, doesn't matter. They're gonna always remember you. So if you ever decided like, oh, I'm gonna rebrand with something else that isn't always Rave Tina because you're just like over it, remember you can always rebrand. I did. Many other people have done it, and it's just like you want to be known for more than just your outfit. You can always do that. But I mean, fucking Rave Dora has been fucking killing it, right? So like, it works.
Oh my God. I ran into him at Nocturnal, and like it is still probably the best photo that I have on my camera roll. Is like, it's a fucking dynamic duo. Like, we could absolutely run for president and vice president.
But he's a legend, right? So like I picture you like, oh wow, like not many people have done like people do Rave Tina for a day, right? Then no one's gonna be doing it for 10 festivals straight, right? There's just not, and then 3 festivals in a row. You did it on the 3rd day. Usually you don't do it on all 3 days. I usually see you with one day, you're like, it's me day.
I don't. I really like to give my back a break, and I just have like a lot of other festival outfits that I love wearing that I really haven't gotten an opportunity this year to do. But I mean, I have like enough Tina outfits that I just kind of like mix and match. And I was like, you know what, screw it. Like, the day prior was like one of the best days and just made so many people happy and laugh. And so I was like, I'd love to do that again. So
yeah, man. I definitely love seeing you. You're so easy to spot too. And then I think you kind of bring in a crowd every single time you start twerking. People are like surround you and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine there haven't been too many people that have seen a 6'4" white boy Tina walking around a music festival.
So how does it feel? I mean, like your account has been growing steadily, your Rave Tina account. How does it feel knowing like you're your persona account is just steadily increasing, and
It's like, so I made the account right after Sunset, which was the
Mhm.
first festival of the year. And like honestly made it for like to keep like within my inner circle, post pictures, be able to look back 2 years down the road, like, oh damn, that was a good time. And like literally thought nothing else about it. I had no intention of, meeting up with people that had like met me at future festivals. And it's like, I mean, obviously it's still very small and still getting off the ground, but like never in a million years did I think that, people would be actively trying to find me at a festival and like giving me specific candy that they took time out of their day to make
Yeah,
me and like want to take pictures. And just like it's been incredible.
it's a
And I
surreal
think
moment. Yeah.
obviously it's fueled why I've done it so much this year. But again, at the end of the day, like I'm honestly just trying to make random people laugh, and that's the only thing that I want to do.
My buddy, because so we're gonna talk about this. It's like we're talking on the phone, right? And he tells me, he's like, I'm still on that like high from like EDC, like Orlando, just people like DMing me about it, like commenting on my stuff. He's like, dude, it's like, people acknowledging you is like a serotonin like boost, it's like a drug, like, and it really kind of is. I think it is. Like being like getting the amount of likes you get nowadays versus like when you got them like 2 years ago, like this boost of comments, boost of DMs and stuff like that. And I told him like that does do it for me sometimes. But I gotta say, man, it is the moments that do it for me. Actually though, because one example is I was at Circuit Grounds. God, I don't want to get your name wrong. Like literally swims through Circuit Grounds, right? Because I don't know how else you get through Circuit Grounds at some points. And he found me because of my flag, and we're talking and stuff, and he's just giving me these good compliments and this and this, and telling me how much he loves my content, I love my videos. And he gives me a hug and he leaves, and I'm just like, dude, this guy took time out of his set that he could have been watching, to come find me, to come say hi, to literally just tell me that he loves watching my content. He wanted nothing more, nothing less. That he just needed to tell me that. And that's the drug for me. The fact that I'm important enough to where people think that people will like come and find me and come and say hi and do that kind of stuff. Like, I'm just one person, man. I'm just a regular fucking person. But the fact that I'm important in your life, that is like the drug for me. The fact that I'm that, like, I'm valid, right? Maybe it's that
Yeah.
validation. But feeling important is important. And I
No,
think
I'm the same way. Like I could fucking care less about the likes and the comments and all that stuff,
yeah.
but like literally being able to like go through the people that DM me. Like I know one in particular, woman was Circuit Grounds for Martin Garrix at
Mhm.
EDC. She said she lost, like, just got her phone stolen. Like all of her belongings had just got stolen. She was having issues with the rave group that she was in, and she told me that like I walked up, I gave her some lunchbox candy, I twerked for her and gave her a hug, and she's like, "You literally changed the way that I thought of my weekend, and you made my first EDC incredibly special." And I was like
Yeah.
not I wasn't actively trying to go out of my way to do anything than what I was just normally there to do. And it's like something so little made such a big impact with a completely random stranger and someone I may never see again. And it's very
Yeah.
heartwarming.
I like to screenshot those things. I get a lot of these through like Snapchats, and I've been getting them honestly for the longest time. And like I screenshot most of them because they're not always just for me per se, but it's like I got one from a long time ago because of Emma's video that we did, and somebody was talking about how like they love what we're doing for this community, and they love how we're like helping other male ravers find fashion and find clothes, and we're so informative, and like we're really just out here helping people, and we're asking for nothing in return. And I literally sent that to like Emma, and I get some from like A2, like when we do collabs and stuff like that. And like those things mean a lot to me. And then like I want to share that too, because like it's not just me alone.
Mm-hmm.
I got one from Snapchat because of Radiate, talking about like, oh my God, it was like my first festival, and I went through the Radiate app. I found this group. I found Frisky Hug, who was hosting a meetup. And then next thing I know, I'm hanging out with so many people. I'm so glad I met so many people. And I'm like, I screenshot sent to Radiate. I'm like, remember this, you're always making a difference, whether you see it or not, So,
Yeah.
fuck, man, we're getting deep in this fucking podcast.
Oh, fuck, you got me fucking crying over here. Shit.
Let's okay, so a lot of this Rave Tina stuff, there was one story I kind of wanted to dive into, and that was for Nocturnal Wonderland when you met those protesters. Can you walk us through your story?
Yeah, so that's the first. I'd always heard stories about that, and you kind of see them at events not festival related. So like first time dealing with that, and we were pre-game in the parking lot, great vibes. My group was ready to go. We were really stoked about this festival. We're walking up, all the people around us, and I start hearing the megaphone, thought that it was from Camp Nocturnal, didn't think much of it, and then getting closer to the entrance, and I can obviously see like the cross that they brought and like all these signs they made. And I vividly remember like a random group of girls in front of us, dressed in, whatever they wanted to wear. It didn't fucking matter. It's their choice. Walking up to the festival, and this guy on the megaphone says, "You girls are a bunch of sluts." And I literally dropped everything that I was doing, like ran in front of them, and I was like, that guy's a fucking idiot. Like, please do not think that. And then I ran up to like the corner of the parking lot that they were at, and I was like, "So do you think I'm a slut too?" And he's like, "I don't know, are you?" And so I just started fucking twerking like right in front of their sign so that no one could read. I did it. It was the longest consistent twerk I've ever done. I probably did it for 2 minutes. I was completely out of breath, but like I needed to make sure that everybody walking into the festival was starting their day with a smile and a laugh, not being yelled at by some random fucking idiot being called a slut and things that aren't true. It was very, looking back on it, like I didn't let it ruin my day, but it was just like a what the fuck moment. Like, you took time out of your day to come talk shit about people you have absolutely no idea about, and you're obviously very blasphemous in what the message you're trying to portray. It was a very eye-opening moment that like there's actual shit out there like that. But again, I wanted to make sure that no one thought that they were actually what they were saying, and they were having good vibes entering the festival.
I mean, yeah, like, and bless their heart. I mean, that's just how they were raised. That's where they came from. I mean, honestly, a lot of them are brainwashed into thinking this, because you have to be brainwashed to be in that side of that religion. And they're a bad representation of like what Christians are. I'm not Christian. I'm not anything. But like, I know for a fact, like, that's not how Christians portray, because I know a lot of my friends are Christians, and they act on what they preach and stuff like that. I'm like, but when you're preaching hate, I mean, there's nothing good about that, right? So I have dealt with that for many years. I think it's just really prominent in like the California rave scene, because the first time I saw something like that was EDC Las Vegas, and then in San Jose, I was going to a Christmas show. I was going to a fucking Christmas show where like Enrique Iglesias was playing. Jason Derulo, we had Macklemore, and then we had one more person playing, and it was honestly an amazing fucking Christmas show. And outside is just guys just like talking about, hey, that was like one of my first. I said EC Las Vegas. I don't know if that one came first or this. It's called the Triple Ho Show. Triple Ho Show. I don't know. It's funny. Fucking head rats.
Fucking good.
Yeah. So that was my experience with those guys. I thought it was really funny when I saw the video of you and stuff like that, and I'm like, this video is gonna fucking blow up.
Well, it's just like, I mean, it's easy for me because it's just me personally. Like, I don't let that shit get to me, and I know that other people can't say the same. So like I needed to make sure that that wasn't going to ruin the first day of their festival. And I didn't know, it could have been their first festival ever, and they may have never attended a festival because of that incident. So
have you ever considered I guess my question is, at this moment, what do you do with the Rave Tina? I'm going to call it a brand because you're technically branding yourself as Rave Tina. What are your future plans with like Rave Tina in general?
oh my God. Funny. So I just had a call with Emma last night, Emma Capotis, to kind of, go over my TinaRaves page and kind of do like an audit, things that I can do to kind of improve it and kind of what my goals are for it.
By any chance, were you surprised by anything that she said to help you improve your Instagram engagement? Is that what you guys went through? Did you guys go through any of that at all? Because there's a lot of stuff that like normal people who just like they use Instagram just to use Instagram don't know. And once you become a content creator, you ask like the hard hitting question, like, dude, I didn't know any of this. Like
that's the thing. Like I don't understand like the Instagram algorithms, like opportunities, best times to post. Like I think she called it like a call to action, like asking people to engage with your post. Like that shit just like never crossed my mind. And so I think that was the biggest ask from me to her is like, I mean, she's obviously a social media goddess, but like,
and we love her. And
yes.
since we're talking about her right now, she has at this moment of this release, she has released her clothing line. This is her third drop. If you guys are interested, go check her out on her Instagram, Emma Capotis. She just dropped a bunch of new clothes and a bunch of new merch. And then you could probably use code Thanksgiving if it's still 10% working. Off. Yeah, so just trying to help her out.
I'm definitely getting that house shirt with the smiley face.
Dude, I have my hoodie right over there and I literally wear it everywhere. Like, I love her stuff and I love supporting her.
I don't think there's anything that she can't do. She's planning a fucking wedding. She dropped the clothing line. She has COVID.
Like
she
2 months or something. She's getting married.
Doing vlogs. Like it's insane. But yeah, anyway, so I think that was my biggest ask of her is just like help me understand how social media works more. I mean, my goal at the moment, just continue to do me, continue to go to festivals. I'm not really like, I guess a short-term goal would just be to continue to grow the page. It's still very surface level at the moment. I need, more engagement and a larger following. I mean, I'm not doing this to like kind of transition my lifestyle. It's more so just like an added hobby of mine. Like let's say 6 months down the road, like if Tina just falls off the face of the earth and this thing tanks, like I'm gonna be completely okay. I'm just doing it so that I can, post pictures, be able to look back on this down the road and laugh at it. I mean, but at the same time, I never thought that it would, take off as quickly as it has, and like being shared on very popular EDM pages and stuff like that. So honestly, I'm just seeing where this takes me. I mean, I would be lying if it said it hadn't crossed my mind of like one day being able to do like what you do or like what Emma does and like having my own meetups and kind of like rebranding myself outside of Tina and kind of having that large EDM influencer type group.
I think that you are definitely growing pretty fast to the point where you're going to be there probably very soon. And I think that's why I'm like asking, because like I feel like at this moment you should be like looking into like those future possibilities, because if you're going at the pace that you're going at now, I mean, you're going to be hitting 5K soon. I'll be fucking honest, dude. And the bigger your numbers, the more following you get, the more interaction you get, and like the numbers grow the more you are growing already. So it's like, it's a weird concept, but
definitely taking in the social media points that she gave me. I think my 2022 plan is, once I get this understanding of kind of how to interact with social media, is definitely to take her extended courses. Because like, again, if this thing continues to take off, then I definitely want to ride that ship.
Yeah, man. Before you know it, you're going to be going to like every festival for free, man.
I mean, that'd be fucking sick.
And to be honest, like At least for me, a big plus for me is that I do get to go to like 90% of these festivals for free, because if you add up all of these like tickets, bro, there was one festival that offered me, 10 festival tickets, and that was at a price of almost $300. 300 times 10, bro, like that's a $3,000, like that's $3,000 that I was basically being given for as like free tickets. So I guess it just depends what we all want. I personally love saving money in that aspect. So
Yeah, I saw. I was reading Lauren. I was watching Lauren Hutzel's story yesterday, and it's all like she has that Insomniac passport thing.
passport, yeah.
That would be fucking sick. At oh god, that's so worth $60 a month.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I just don't want to pay even 60. Like
Yeah,
I just want it for free. I don't know.
is that too much to ask for?
Fuck, bro. Like I'm showing up to your festival. Help me out.
That is true.
um, I mean, I think right now I'm since I just left my job and I'm not homeless, but I'm jobless. I'm one step away from being homeless if I don't find a job though. So like I really, as much as I would love to just like prioritize finding jobs and only working, this is kind of like a part-time job for me. Like, getting paid through a lot of things that I do in social media really does help me out with the little things. So I feel a little weird because like I'm always using like discount codes, like going to clubs and stuff like that. Like even the John Summit show, dude, I got like $15 off the ticket, and I was like, cool. Like, I'm trying to save money wherever the fuck I can.
Dude, I don't give it. I honestly I have an AARP card. People don't think that you can have an AARP card if you're not 50. That's fucking false. I use it everywhere. I save so much money.
Yeah, like I don't feel like, as a military veteran, bro, I use my military discounts everywhere I went. I
Yep.
feel that like
As you should.
and people were like, oh, you're really just trying to save like 30 cents. I'm like, yes, dude. Like it adds up, dude. At the end of the day, all this
Absolutely.
shit fucking adds up, man. And I don't want to be the guy at the end of the day be like, I don't have money to go places and do things and pay my bills.
Yep.
I mean, my bills are always paid. I'm like that, like the 1,000-pound sisters. I pay my bills. My bills are paid.
Make a meme of you and stick your face on that.
But that was like 30 minutes of Tina talk. Let's talk about you and your relationship with the Lunchbox. So how did that all get started?
Yeah. So I live in Austin. There's a very large non-EDM music festival called Austin City Limits here. I've been the past.
I went to it. I went to it, and
I love it. It's such a good time.
I will say maybe it's been different years prior, but it was slightly disappointing. And I think it's because they were just getting back into things that like, but there was a lot of gaps in like the schedule where like maybe like artists were supposed to be playing, but now they aren't, and it was weird.
Yeah, it's fun, honestly, just because it's here in my backyard. That's why I go. It's a very old lineup. I think it's like the oldest festival lineup. It kind of overlaps with Lala in terms of people that play at both, but for the most part, it's people that I wasn't alive for when they were in their prime. But anyway, been going to ACL for like 5 or 6 years. Every year, without a doubt, always got my shit stolen. And
at ACL.
At ACL, absolutely. Falling into the same trap every year, though. Like, it's not going to happen to me this time. Sure enough, happens to me. So, after the third year I've been, I was like, there's got to be a solution for this. I cannot be the only one getting my shit stolen at a festival. So just started doing some Google searches, like, festival backpacks and like rave backpacks and bags and shit. And then the Kickstarter link for Lunchbox popped up. Was like literally everything that I needed it as a music festival attendee. The funding hadn't started yet, but I mean, the hype was absolutely there based on the comments and stuff. So contributed. I think they fulfilled within like less than a week. Ended up getting it in April of 2019, or maybe a little beginning of May. I went to Ubby Dubby 2019, which is the inaugural year, and I didn't have it, so maybe May. But got it, used it for hikes and festivals, and like absolutely fell in love with it. It's the only one I have. I still have the OG one. I don't have any other one. And I was like, this thing is fucking amazing. Like, I love literally everything about this. And so I started stalking like Tom and Lunchbox page and everyone involved, and was like a mass psycho person, because I was DMing them like weekly. I was like, yo, I fucking love this thing. Like, you have no idea how much peace of mind I have now being able to go to shows and festivals. I was like, I need to be a part of this. I will work for free. Obviously, I will do whatever you want. I'll sweep the floors. I will do whatever. And so they brought me on to kind of help out wherever needed. I guess my official title now would be like roll call ambassador for the Facebook page, just kind of overseeing how the Facebook group is run. But yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. I have met literally some of my best friends, BB, Tom, Emma, Peyton, Andrew, everybody. It's been fucking phenomenal, and it's literally all because of APAC.
Yeah, it's
fucking crazy.
It's a great family, man. I love the Lunchbox fam, man. Very close to my heart. Everybody there, especially Tom, man. Tom has done a lot of good stuff for me, man. So I mean, I'll always remember the things he's done for me, Ryan. Like, so I always keep him close to my heart. I fucking love him. And then like the fam around that as well and stuff like that. I mean, if it wasn't for Tom, and the Lunchbox, we would have never met probably. There's a lot of people like I would have never met and stuff. But like, even I don't know if I probably would have met the influencers regardless, but there's a bunch of people that like it just brings together.
I think the first interaction I had with you was EDC Orlando 2019 when we did the meetup by the Ferris wheel, and I was there, and you came up like hella hype, and you had like your Frisky hug, and I think you even had a totem that said Frisky hug, and I came up to you, was like, what the fuck is Frisky hug? And then you looked at me as like, you don't know who Frisky hug is? Because I was like, I hadn't like paid attention to like the EDM scene at all. I was just,
dude, I'll be honest. Well, you said EDC 2019?
EDC Orlando 2019. We met
Orlando, yeah. I was blissed out of my mind, bro. I've never been so
the look on your face, you're like, the fucking audacity. You don't know who Frisky hug is.
And I'm glad you took it that way, because like it was like a joke, and like I hope like sometimes when I'm drunk, I'm like, I hope I don't say something and like people don't realize I'm just fucking joking, like it's a fucking joke. And like I'm glad you took it. I'm glad you took it that way, because that's how I meant it. And then as well, like I man, like sometimes when I just get really drunk, I don't even like, I hope people don't perceive me for the whole weekend. I'm just there. Like
those are like the exact words that I have every festival that I've walked into this year. It's just like, please don't perceive me at my darkest moment of this weekend. Like, please think of me from like the 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. window slot, not the like 8 p.m. to midnight slot.
Because you did home base, right?
I did this year, yes.
What was your opinion on the similarity between EDC Orlando with home base and did you camped at EDC Las Vegas, right?
No, I did. I stayed on the strip.
Oh, okay. So when I do home base, man, it gives me like EDC Las Vegas with camping vibes. Like the party doesn't fucking end, bro.
Oh my God. My group's like all house vibes. But home base was fun. I think the venue could have been a little better. I know they had to switch the last minute, so I know that's probably a lot of it. But in terms of like being in the same place with people that are all going to the same festival that you are, and like all mostly listen to the same music that you do, like the vibes were fucking amazing. I will say it was very hard to go to bed at like 6 a.m. when the people right next to you were like heavy wooks playing like very loud bass and dubstep music. But again, the vibes were fucking amazing.
Dude, I remember sleeping 4 hours 2 years ago. That's the extent of what I slept. And then there was no
rough.
I forgot to drink water. All I was drinking was liquor.
God.
It's pretty rough, but I did bring IVs. So as a medic, I would just give myself IVs and give my whole group IVs, and we're just fucking going for the day, bro.
That's clutch. I don't think we need to adopt a nurse into our group. I don't think we have anyone that I would feel safe doing that.
Yeah, it's like I've ran out of lactated ringers and IV bags and stuff. But I think maybe if maybe next year I'll be like, hey, if anyone wants to come through and just rejuvenate, fucking come through for some free IVs. Have a whole line just at my house. Like, hey man, we're just doing things.
I full sent it. Already got my Vegas ticket and Orlando ticket. I'm gonna do Camp EDC. I'm gonna do the RV because I heard the RVs get fucking down, and that's like where the actual party is. Because I heard some people that like you can hear the sets from the RV camp and they go all night. So I'm gonna do that next year.
They do, but at least the RV camps that my friends were staying at, which is where like I probably stayed at for 90% of the time. Because I do love the RV area, but the mess up for me was like the jam for sure. But the RVs were relaxing, comfortable, but they are expensive because not only are you adding the RV, but you're adding the drainage, the power add-on, plus water refills, right? And you're looking at the water, you're looking at the sewer drainage like every day, bro. So that adds up about $140 per day. And then your RV is already expensive because it tripled in price just for that weekend. So hopefully you have a friend that has one. Otherwise, you're gonna be paying arm and a leg for it. And then at least the music that I was into was like experimental bass. So I mean, that's music you like listening to. I'm more of like dubstep and rhythm. Not much experimental bass. I can handle it, but if I had to hear that shit every single fucking night, I would start doing too fast. It's my mind.
Yeah, I'll probably get a good pair of earplugs.
Bro, I brought earplugs to EDC Las Vegas. I opened the case and it's empty. I'm like, I literally just brought a fucking case for.
That's fucked.
I don't know where I left those things. I was gonna buy some new ones. They're expensive though. It's like $30 ones. I bought some on Amazon, dude. I love them, and I'm probably gonna go with the exact same brand. They were fucking amazing.
But then EDC Orlando, we're just gonna do a big house and do like a party bus to and from. Because I think the big thing with my group is like we have to eat after, and like around home base, everything closed at 11, and like the Wawa gas station next door was just like clean out of everything. So
should have texted me, bro. We were literally making carne asada tacos and macaroni and cheese and potatoes every night. Asada. Like we were cooking every night. Like we were.
That's the thing. I want to be able to like cook and have a very wholesome
100%. Airbnb. So what we did is since we're like right next to home base too, and we're next to all the shuttles, we just parked. There's a little like free parking area. You just park there and walk straight to the shuttles, and it just takes you straight there and shit back.
Damn.
Yeah. Clutch. And then we just picked up the car the next day, but we just Uber back.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would just recommend that, but with like your Airbnb. One thing I would recommend, man, is like be sure where you know where the shuttles are going to be at for next year, and get an Airbnb near there. Whoever the hell coordinated my friend's Airbnb was 30 minutes south, and I'm like, that's useless. You can't even ride the shuttles at that point. Like, what's the point of shuttles? You might just go all the way. Yeah.
No, I think the shuttles this year were really good. I mean, other than Friday night, like being able to basically walk straight onto the bus and not having to worry about getting back home was very clutch. I highly recommend the shuttles.
I was knocked out of my mind. Just went too hard day 3, but in a good way because I really had fun. But I'm looking for my friend who I lost, and we had a meetup spot. Guys, always have a meetup spot for the end of the night. Your group and you should just go together. If you guys are fucking leaving at the same time, just go to fucking together. Misery loves company. Just fucking go together. So my buddy's waiting for me at. I don't know why we decided to stay at Pixel Forest. but we picked like the gaming section where they're all playing Xbox on, and they were kicking him out. He goes, no, like my friend's meeting me right here. He goes, Manny, where are you? And I'm just like, dude, I'm like at Pixel, but I forgot that we said the gaming system, and I was like another part of Pixel Forest, and but he ended up getting me. I saw him and we're like, okay, let's go to the fucking shuttle. We've never taken the EDC shuttles before, so they can get a little bit confusing. Follow the fucking crowd the way you came, and they'll lead you straight to the fucking shuttles. Everything's labeled blue line, red line, green line, whatever. And honestly, those shuttles were fucking nice. Like they were comfortable, spacey. You know, obviously they're not home-based shuttles, so there probably wasn't like fucking dubstep noises and shit, but you know, it's the best EDC is gonna do is, you know, on the way home. I don't know, man. And you got any other like
what's been your favorite, you probably get this all the time, what's been your favorite set of the year, and then the most surprising set of the year?
So for this year of 2021, I had to say Slander back-to-back Subtronics at Forbidden Kingdom, fucking whatever stage that was definitely the best, almost all-time set. I would say all-time because Sudden Death at the Caverns was probably my favorite set of all time. And it was just fucking phenomenal, man. Like if you thought Slander was good, fucking back-to-back with Subtronics, god damn. Bro. And then surprising set, man. Because I hate picking the same festival twice, but maybe that's why I love Forbidden Kingdom so much. Which is funny because I actually can't handle more than like 2 days of bass music. That's why I don't go to Lost Lands. But bro, I need a mix.
I'm gonna send it in 2022. I'm just gonna do it.
I am too. I'm working with Chubby Wubby on doing a workshop. So we're going to be doing a couple content creator workshops, like how to create your brand, and then we're going to be doing a couple of other things going on there. I'm going to bring in my like military stuff, and we're going to talk about, sorry, that beer. We're going to talk about like maybe being resilient and stuff like that, because festival goers have to be resilient to deal with a lot of the shit that we deal with. It's a high, like I know we're here for like to vacation, but it's a high stress environment. I mean, somebody had to get the hotel, get the shuttle, get the transportation. Somebody figured this all out. This shit doesn't figure itself all out, right? Getting the crew together, planning food, getting everything set up. Like somebody's planning all this shit, right? So it takes a little bit of resilience. And then when somebody encounters like theft, everything goes out the fucking window. I mean, your mindset is
no one prints out a boarding pass anymore. Like everything's on your phone.
You're like, fucked. Yeah.
You're literally fucked.
My rule of thumb, what I do for literally every festival is I always bring a copy of everything. It's my copy rule. So I bring a copy of my ID, a second credit card or debit card, and I bring a for like my vaccine card. I take a picture, email it to a friend, and text it to a friend. That way, I always have a vaccine card, and they're always in my group. I'll always have all of those things with me. But those copies of everything else, like the credit card, another ID. I leave at home. So a copy of my car keys, I bring it with me and I leave it at the hotel. And then that way, if I lose my car key, because let's say somebody wanted to borrow my car key because they needed to get something out of a little bag or something, you know, they've always be fucking asking, where's
absolutely,
because they will have a car key. Here's a car key. My dumbass did that once. Somebody needed a car key. I let them borrow my car key. Never got that car key back. Don't know where it went. So here I am sitting at Decadence, Arizona, wondering how I'm going to start my fucking car and or open my door. And I have that, copy of everything rule. So I Ubered to my friend's house, went in my bag. The next morning, went back to my car, opened it up, started it up, and went back by my merry way.
Damn, that's clutch.
I don't
that's
have
a great idea.
Yeah, I don't have situations like that. They don't happen very often to me because I'm always like a step ahead. I've never had anything stolen from me ever in my life up until EDC Las Vegas, where someone just snatched that GoPro out of me, had it in my pocket, man. The moment someone bumped into me, I turned around and then I turned back to my friends and I kept walking. I took fucking 5 steps, bro. And I checked my pocket. I'm like, why am I feeling lighter? You feel lighter. And I told my buddy, stop. I'm like, we're no longer moving. We are at the point where we are looking at the ground, and like, we just like looking everywhere, bro. When I tell you 30 minutes into this and I just can't find my GoPro, I'm like, it didn't drop, bro. Like, it'd be here. And I'm like, this has never happened to me. I'm like, but it's my dumbass, bro, because like my GoPro always goes in my front pouch, always, always, always. But I don't know why I decided to put it in my pocket. I think maybe it's had too much shit in there. I was just like, I don't know, man. It was one of my biggest regrets, and it sucks. But like, yeah, man, like I having to be resilient after that was so fucking hard when you're drunk.
It fucking ruins your day. Like all the good sets you saw up until that point are basically like out the fucking door.
Bro, it is like 1:30 in the morning and I end my night. That is it.
Yeah.
I'm going back to the tent and I'm gonna sleep and cry. that's my to-do list for the rest of the day. And then I was so disappointed because I had Emma's I recorded the entirety of Emma Capotis's meetup. The entire hour was in my GoPro. And I text her, I'm like, dude, I know I had all that footage. I no longer have that footage. Fucking amazing content for her too. And I was like, it's okay. Like, it is what it is, she said. So I'm like, fuck, man. She was like, you fine? I'm like, no, I am not okay. I'm gonna go cry. And I did. I went to the tent, cried my night away.
I did. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah. And it is what it is, man. But I had an amazing time nonetheless. All of EDC. It took me like a day to recover from like what had happened. And I was like, you know what, man, I had an amazing fucking time. Like the EDC Las Vegas was a fucking movie. What about you, man? Let's talk about you and your favorite all-time set of 2021, and let's talk about your most surprising set.
Oh God. All right, most surprising set. Eric Prid's Circuit Grounds, EDC Vegas. I was not planning on going. I think John Summit was playing at the time. Emma texted me, she's like, if you fucking trust me at all, you will be at, we had saw Lane 8 just prior, but Eric Prid's is right after. So we were like, we're going to stay, get a good spot. She's like, if you trust me at all, you will be at this fucking set. And I was like, all right, you know what? Not really into techno. I just haven't explored it much. I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. I with the combination of the fireworks and the drone show and just Eric Prid's as a performer and like his lasers, like my mouth was
his production is some next level shit, and you realize why people love him so much.
It was an actual out of body experience. Like it was one of the most beautiful production sets I've probably ever seen. It is the most beautifully produced set I've ever seen in my life. And I just remember Aid was with us and BB and Aid's boyfriend. I just remember looking at everyone and be like, I get it. I fucking get why this is Emma's favorite artist. Yeah. And it's like, it just makes so much fucking sense. And I got like the best video of her. I'm blanking on the name, but her favorite song ever. Like she started crying. It was fucking amazing. But yeah, Eric Prid's Circuit Grounds. There's no other stage that he should ever play at if he's ever at EDC Vegas. That Circuit Grounds is the perfect stage for him. Let's see, my favorite set of 2021. It's gotta be Matroda, EDC Orlando. I'm a huge bass house fan, all types of house, but bass house in particular. We had my whole group there. Emma was there. Curly Raver Cammy was there, and he literally blew me the fuck away to where I was on the plane ride back, and he just so happened to be playing in Austin that following Friday. And I was like, fuck it, bought a ticket. It was $10 fucking dollars. It was basically free to go see Matroda. And I was just like, I rode the rail. I got a picture with him. I died.
And you got a picture.
I died again. It was a fucking magical experience.
Wow, my most surprised sex, like I don't know why. I have like really bad ADD, and I took my Ritalin, so I don't understand why I blanked out. But my most surprising set is actually okay at EDC Las Vegas 2018. I thought his set was gonna be okay. and I get to the set, and it literally turned into one of my like top 5 like favorite sets of all time. He brought out Kenny G, and Kenny G starts playing the fucking
nice.
saxophone. They start playing Thief, and that is like one of my favorite songs ever, dude. And I was just like, dude, this is like magical. Like one of my EDC Las Vegas. 2, they brought out Kenny G. 3 is one of my favorite songs. I'm like, I'm literally, and it was Cosmic Mendo, so like the production was like super crazy, but it fit the mood, and I was like, dude, I'm here for it. Which then led on to fucking Post Malone playing live. I was like, what is going on, man? I'm just having a blast.
Oh, and then my friend Vlad and I, we were leaving Eric Parades to go catch Dombreski B2B Noizu. And we were walking over there, and like Liquid Stranger was playing at Bass Pod. That was fucking dope. Like I had never listened to him really prior than EDC Vegas. And like I remember going up and listening to him talk. He is like the most genuine, funny character there is, because he's basically just up there talking to himself the whole time. He's like, and like, I like to bring in the bass really heavy here and kind of turn it down on this one. And it's just like having a conversation with himself. And he's like, I like to call this next 10 minutes of my music spaghetti time, and I hope you fucking enjoy it. And I just like lost.
You literally said spaghetti time on my vlog twice, bro. And I was like, I had to delete one of them. We can't say this twice.
I was dying, and I was like, he playing at EDC Orlando. I was like, I have to see him. And like I explained to my group like what he was, and they're like, we all went and watched him. Like, dude, he is phenomenal and hilarious at the same time. So that was another surprising set.
Oh man, who's your favorite artist?
I mean, it's Matroda. I've been on Matroda binge. I'm gonna stay in the bass house, tech house range, but God, it's like I would feel bad saying who's my favorite artist is, because I would be leaving out so many good people. But
give me 3 good ones then. Give me 3.
Okay, all right.
Matroda. And then the ones that don't get picked, yeah, I'm sure the artist will understand.
I hope they understand. My condolences if they don't. Matroda, John Summit, AC Slater.
See, I was in a whole AC Slater thing for a while. But I don't know what it was, man. Lately, his music at the festivals hasn't been hitting me in the spots it used to hit. Like it used to be G Spot, now it's like, you know, other spots. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's not really making it feel good. But it was probably because like one of my favorite moments, man, at a music festival is I was vending at Decadence, Arizona, and I was like, I'm just gonna go on stage. I don't know, why not? So I just walked straight to the fucking stage, fucking give AC Slater a pat on the back, and I just start fucking bumping it, bro. And I'm in a full-blown onesie, bro.
This guy's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Nobody asked a fucking question.
That was some great Frisky. You owned that. You're like, I'm not letting anyone fucking stop me. This is my stage.
Bro, I had a camera, and that's all I needed. I'm like, I got this, bro. I mean, no fucking photographer in the right mind is wearing a fucking onesie with a tail and ears. Like,
very true.
But, you know, AC Slater was all about it, man. He never once complained, never once said anything. His manager was cool about it. No one said anything. I'm literally on the decks, literally touching the buttons, bro. I'm like, you know.
See, I guess that's why I love those 3 artists, is that a huge thing for me at festivals is I hate when DJs talk. I think it's the most annoying thing.
Oh, you hate Alice in Wonderland then.
Don't even. I'm sorry for any Alice in Wonderland fans out there, but like her EDC Vegas, I know her set was fucked up, but her EDC Vegas set was very underwhelming. And like I didn't pay $500 to come hear you talk, and I'm not saying the whole set. Like I'm totally okay with like, you know, a massive drops coming and it's like 1, 2, 3, like that kind of stuff. But when you're stopping your set for 10 minutes to talk just about, you know, it's fine that you're appreciative of your fans and stuff, like, but I think
bro,
your
she's
fans
just telling us she loves
music.
us, bro.
And I get that, but like you can also say that in an Instagram post. It's like I really didn't come here to hear you talk. And I know that's probably a controversial opinion, but that's why
It's
I kind of like
actually
house music is
it,
that
it is actually funny because it is a controversial topic because it goes like I have heard a lot of people say the exact same things that you're saying right now. I had a friend, she hated Yellow Claw. She loved like his music. I don't know if it's him or they, but let's say they for whatever. So she loves their music, but wasn't really like a fan of how much they talk during these like sets. And it's not, I've heard the same thing about Alice in Wonderland. They're just like, I just don't love that she gets really drunk because when she does, she just keeps talking. She doesn't shut the hell up.
and I guess that's kind of why I stick to house music because I don't think I mean, off the top of my head, I can't really think of many house DJs that are there on the mic other than Green Velvet, but he's making like beep boop beep boop beep noises, which is kind of funny.
Um, maybe I'm throwing like a like an unfavorable opinion here, but I'm just not a fan of Green Velvet as much as everybody else is. I guess I don't know. I'm not really.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm not like a super fan. I mean, I like when I saw the B to B to B, like I wasn't like, oh my god, that's gonna be fucking amazing because all three of them literally played right before they did that B to B to B.
Oh well, I mean, I wasn't gonna. That's why I skipped all that on purpose, and then I was just gonna see a brand new, like I've never heard anything yet. Like this is it, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was so disappointed because like that was the only thing I wanted to see in that stage for the whole night. So I was pretty upset.
Well, it's like I have a rule. I never miss an excision set. Like that man just throws the fuck down. And
how many excision sets have you seen in your lifetime?
Oh god. Not as many as like some of his super fans have, but I mean I've seen him 4 times this year. Probably I saw him at EDC Orlando 2019, so probably 5 or 6 total.
I've been to over 100 festivals, man. I have seen that guy easy 15 times, right? And I try my best every single time to just skip an excision set. I try to skip it because
it is so fucking good.
I try to skip it, man, because like there are other like back-to-backs playing. There's other things going on that I haven't seen yet or have only seen once. And I'm just like, my friends are the same way as you. They just can't miss it, bro. They can't miss. So like I always get stuck just following my friends. I'm like, well, fuck. Like I'm really in this point where like I'm either gonna see this back to back to back by myself, or do I stay with like 30 of my friends right now? I always join the masses, which is my problem. I could have probably just found you guys at the back to back to back, I'm sure, but I didn't want to risk it and not finding you guys because the crowd was gonna be big probably. So I'm like,
I was there for Excision. I wasn't at the B to B to B.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think that was the
biggest. Oh, dude, I saw you. I fucking saw you. You were on the left far end.
Yeah, we were at the very far left. Yeah.
I saw your totem and I was like, should I go and like try to grab him? But I just couldn't like lose like my friends and stuff. And that like they didn't have a totem. Like I don't know. I could have given them mine, I guess.
That was the biggest thing for me this year was focusing on sets that I actually want to see, because it's very common for most people to just follow people because they don't want to lose the group. But knowing that like I'm very easily findable and I had the totem, like I definitely focused this year on going to see people that I need to check off my list, like which I have very much accomplished. And there's only a couple of people left. But yeah, I've had some of the best times just at a set by myself with random ass people, and it's been amazing.
I watched Slander with Andy is Plurnt, who's a TikToker. It was me, her, and her boyfriend, and they had to leave. They're gonna go sit down somewhere. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I want to just stay here. And I watched all of the rest of Slander by myself, and I watched all of Alice in Wonderland. Wait, no, did I watch Alice in Wonderland with you? Now I can't remember. I saw you guys at some point. Vegas? Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember either.
I don't remember either, bro. I think I watched Alice in Wonderland by myself, and then I met you guys at some point, but I don't know when that was. And then I watched Martin Garrix by myself. Like I don't know, man. I wanted to see Martin Garrix. Martin Garrix, I haven't seen him in a minute, bro. And I was like, nobody wanted to be there. They're like, oh, he's so mainstream. Nobody wants to. I'm like, bro, dude, I want to see that shit.
Never plays in the U.S.
Yeah, and then I'm headed to Chainsmokers. So.
Yeah,
I didn't get a chance to see the Chainsmokers. I was pretty sad. It is what it is, though. Well, Garrett, it's been a pleasure, man. Fucking chatting it up with you, man. Drinking beers with you. I don't think we've actually just sat down and chatted before in our however long of life we've been living.
So I think we're usually zooted whenever I run into you.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming to the podcast, man. If you wouldn't mind, so people here after listening to us blabber, maybe they grown an interest in your accounts. What are your accounts? Where can they find you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at TinaRaves and then TikTok at Rave Tina.
All right. Well, you guys should go support my man's here, Garrett, aka Rave Tina. So this podcast will be available. I just saw my podcast on iHeart.com. So I don't know if it's called iHeart Podcast or iHeart.com, whatever. Spotify, SoundCloud, Google, shit's on fucking Apple, dude. You can go check it out, whatever. But this ends this podcast episode. And like I say in every episode, until the next one.